Today we'll be discussing declension patterns, and I'm going to put up all 5 declensions for you, and let's see if we can come up with some patterns to help us remember them. Okay, this slide has all of the singulars for all 5 declensions lined up next to each other. I want you to pause the video now and spend just a minute trying to come up with some of the patterns on your own. Okay, one of the patterns you might have realized is that all the accusative singular endings end in M. We had for the first declension, for the second, M for the third, for the fourth, and M for the fifth. You might have also noticed that the evens, the second and fourth declension, both have and the odds, the third and fifth, both have M. The next thing that you might have noticed is that most of the ablative singular endings have just one long vowel. We have in the first declension, O for the second. We have our one exception, our one short vowel, for the third declension, then U for the fourth, and A for the fifth. The next thing that you might have noticed is that the long I ending, E, typically runs through the dative, and we see this in the third, the fourth, and the fifth declension. Next, you might have noticed that the first and fifth declensions both have the same endings appear in the genitive and the dative singular. We have I for the genitive and dative in the first declension, and AE for the genitive and the dative in the fifth declension. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the plurals. Once again, I want you to pause the video now and spend just 1 minute and try to come up with some of the patterns on your own. Okay, one of the first ending patterns that you might have realized is that the genitive plural typically has an ending. We have arum, then orum, then then and then arum. So the runs throughout all of them. The next thing is that the accusative plural typically has a long vowel plus an S. We have as, then os, as, us, and a's. In addition, the vowel that goes before the S is typically a vowel seen throughout that declension. We have A, O, E, U, and E. Okay. You might have also noticed that the dative and ablative plural is the same for the first and the second declension. Long IS or is. In addition, the ending bus runs throughout the third, fourth, and fifth. We have ibis for the third and fourth, and abus for the fifth declension. In the third, fourth, and fifth declensions, the nominative plural and the accusative plural, all of this, are the same. We had a's in the third declension, us in the fourth declension, and a's again in the fifth declension. You might have also noticed that the first and second declension nominative plurals, that is I and E, share their same ending with the genitive singular of that same declension. So the I ending of the nominative plural is also the genitive singular for the first declension, and the E ending of the second declension, nominative plural, is the same ending as the genitive singular for the second declension. Okay, those are some of the common patterns.